Hey y'all, so today's video is about why I decided to turn my life around, why I started focusing on what God wanted for me over what I wanted for me, how my life got to this point right now. Because I was out there, I was dating a drug dealer and just doing the most. And alright, so the first thing I wrote down, and I will be looking down just to make sure I hit all the points that I have on my list. So the first thing is what I was just saying. I was dating a drug dealer. He had multiple girlfriends, which I didn't know about at the time because I wouldn't have had a kid by him. Well, I love my baby girl, so that's not what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it was just a hot mess all around. Basically, I really didn't find out about all of the girls he had until he got an apartment and I would be there. One chick would come banging on the door like, yo, who that? I almost said his name. Come to the door, come outside, blah 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 blah. One girl went in my car, stole my wallet, and then brought it back the next day on some weird stuff. The other one, his first baby mom, I fought her because she keep my car. Now listen, she keep my brand new car that he put the down payment on my car. She was tight, and when I say keep my car, I don't mean like one little line. Like, she keyed all 4 doors and my hood, and I'm talking about keyed it to the white meat, like you could see the metal. And I had only had it for like 3-4 months. Nah, she needed that little quick 2-piece, cause absolutely not. And God was looking out for me then. I think I wrote that down. Let me just tell that story real quick, cause so this girl kept my car, and at some point she like emailed me or something, and I'm like, listen, it's on site. When I see you, I ain't got nothing to say. Like, it's on site. You keep my car. I'm paying $450. I don't have that car anymore, but I was paying $455 a month plus insurance, and you keyed it, and I only had it. I need a fair one. So one day I'm on my way to work, and I think I used to drive this way to work. I definitely used to drive this way to work because I wanted to see her. And the crazy thing is, on this day when I left the house, God said, you gonna see her today. Are you gonna do the right thing or are you gonna do the wrong thing? And I was like, I don't know, God. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Like, if I really see this drawing, I don't know if I can contain myself. And like I said, back then I wasn't, like, I've known God, I guess, since I was a kid. I believe my mom found God when she was my age, so I was definitely like 5 or 6. So I heard, and you know what, I didn't think about it at the time how clearly I heard God, but I heard him. He was like, you about to see this drawing, what you gonna do? And I sure enough saw this drawing. So I'm driving, pull up at a red light, and guess who's standing at the freaking bus stop waiting? I really don't know what she was doing because I hadn't seen her, but oh, hey girl, let me hop out. So I just threw my car in park and I jumped out the car on some I was about to say that, but that's not true. I really hopped out the car at a red light. And then my thing is, don't do some bold stuff and then when it comes time to be in my face, I'm on my way to pick up my son, leave me alone. No, drawing, you key my car. Like, you don't even really know me. Like, we never had a face-to-face interaction, nothing. Like, she hated me from day one, and now looking back, I know why, because she thought I was the side drawing, but I thought I was the main drawing, so I wasn't, like, it wasn't my fault. Blame him. And I mean, obviously chicks don't do that. They don't care about who's right and wrong. It's always the female's fault, even though the dude is the one who's doing the do, but whatever. And at this point, I had already had a daughter with the dude, so it was like, clearly it's not just me, but it's cool. Anyway, so I hopped out and I fought her, and it was terrible. Some guy pulled over for what reason, I don't really know. He was just pulled over and was like watching us fight. Because we were, anyway. But what I didn't think about, and honestly it didn't even dawn on me until like a year later. Somebody could have just jumped in my car and dipped off. Like, at any point in time, somebody could have literally stole my car because I left it. I didn't take the keys out. Like, no, literally threw my car in park and jumped out of the car at a red light. Light turned green. People had to go around me. They were beeping. And none of that mattered to me at the moment. All I could see was my anger for, one, you doing this dumb stuff to my car, and then two, she had been talking. This girl talked so much. She called me, excuse my, she called me a gorilla. And my thing is, so he was half Puerto Rican and black, but he was still had black in him, which means your kids by him got black in them. She was Puerto Rican. So would you talk to your kids like that? Like, they got black in them too. But whatever, it's cool. So, and God was watching out for me. I failed that test. That's why this channel is called Lessons and Blessings, because there was supposed to be a lesson, and I probably would have got a blessing if I would have passed the test, but I failed that test. But God was looking out for me. He warned me ahead of time, and then gave me my free will. When I did what I wanted to do, he still looked out for me because nobody stole my car. Nobody, well, apparently the cops came after I left, but I was already gone. I could have gotten arrested because it would have looked like it was on me, because I'm the one who pulled up, stopped, jumped out the car. So thank you, God. You was looking out. Alright, second one. This one is hard for me. I think I've said before that I do church with Transformation Church. Excuse me, I do it on YouTube, so I just watch their lives, and I like to watch it while it's live so I can feel like I'm in church. And during his whole FU series, Forgiveness University series, God laid it on my heart that I needed to forgive my dad. And I thought I already had on some real stuff, but as the sermons kept going, like he did the whole series, I'm like, oh, you really didn't forgive this man. You need to forgive him. And so God told me one day, text him and say, I forgive you. And let me just preface this. So I was molested as a child. I was like 5 or 6 when it started. It didn't stop until I was 10, because I got my period when I was 10, and it stopped before I got my period. So from 5 to 10, I was being molested. And I never told anybody, literally nobody, like not a friend, nobody, until 8th grade. So I was 13, 14. I had this little notebook I was writing back and forth with this boy, and I guess he asked me to tell him something nobody knew about me, so I wrote that. Of course my mom found the freaking notebook. She read it. She was like, did this really happen? I'm like, yeah, it did. And so I was a liar. So she needed to fact check because I was such a liar. So she called my dad, and she was like, is it possible that this person molested Amber? And she put him on speaker. I'm so glad she put, like, it hurt me, but as a grown woman now, I'm so grateful that she put him on speaker. She put him on speaker, said, is it possible? And I listened to my dad say, no, it's not possible. And I can't even remember anything else because I just remember sobbing so hard. Like, how could you say that? But now as a grown woman, I know that him saying yes, that might have brought up his skeletons, because he got skeletons in his closet. So that's a whole nother thing. And then throughout my life, I realized all the stuff I was doing was just trying to get his attention. I was just crying out like, can you please see me? Can you please care about me? And then I ended up with a man who did the same thing, who I'm crying out, can you please see me? Can you please care about me? And neither one of them did. And I made a habit of chasing people because I just wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. I wanted to feel cared for. Obviously I had people in my life, not obviously because some people don't, But I did have like my mom who tried her best to do her best. Parenting is hard, and there's no rule book. Like, every person is different, so you can't, like, obviously there's books about it, but your kid is not going to be like my kid, and my 2 kids are not alike. So there's no way to say you can do this for this and this for this and this for this, because everybody is different. So my mom did what she could, but I would go to his house every other weekend. And my memory is literally, he would just go in his room and close the door. With my stepmom and my sister and my stepbrother, my brother, and my 2 stepsisters. They were all in the house with me. I spent most of my time with my little sister. If he bought me something and I left it there, I would come back and it would be my sister's all of a sudden. It wasn't mine. It was just a mess. And I didn't realize how much that stuff was weighing on me. Like, that, all of that stuff was just sitting with me, and I was taking it from place to place to place, and I was carrying all this baggage, and I thought I had forgiven him. I thought that I had let it go, but I didn't. And now I can say forgiven, and I forgive myself for putting myself in the situation to accept that kind of love and to chase people who would treat me that way. Dang it, I'm reading this book called Boundaries. If you've never read it and you struggle with boundaries, you should absolutely read it. I'm reading this book called Boundaries, and there's this personality type, but I can't remember what it is. Aggressive controller, maybe? I think that's what it is. And so as an aggressive controller, you can't, or you choose not to, because I believe that you can, take responsibility for your actions, right? And that's something my dad has always struggled with. So when I sent him the text, he said, "You forgive me for what?" Because I'm sitting with my phone like, okay, God, just give me the words. Like, I'm doing what you told me to do, but I am freaking out. We went through a whole back and forth. Thank you, God, that I have forgiven that man, because it's a lot. I have my Heavenly Father, and He is so much better than my earthly father. So since I've been bringing up my molester all this time, He's also helped me to forgive him. The crazy thing is, this is a person who I would see all the time. Like, all the time. Every time I went to my dad's house, basically, I would see this person. And I thought that me being cool and chill around him is what made me stronger, because you don't hold me. Like, you did this to me, yeah, sure, you did that to me, but that ain't gonna hold me. I'm too great for that to hold me, and I still feel that way. But the fact that I would put myself through that, knowing that I wasn't fully healed from the pain that he caused me, does show my strength, but it also shows my weakness to me, because I wasn't doing it for me like I thought I was. I wasn't being strong for me because I wanted to heal. I was being strong because I wanted him to know that you didn't break me. And it's crazy how both of them used to use that kind of mentality to control me, and I used to let them. Actually, all 3 of them. My dad did it too. I don't think I've ever had a man in my life who didn't use me or try to manipulate me, like, literally ever. That's tragic. But they all use that manipulation tactic, and clearly it works. I have next that he protected me in situations that I did not belong in, and I could not say this enough times. There was so many situations I'd be in with my ex, I'd be in with girls who I thought were my friends, that I did not belong in. Well, I want to say for like the first half of my life, like up to like 13, I used to go outside. But I used to hang out with these kids who didn't really care about me. They didn't really like me, but they will always come around me. I don't understand that at all. I've always attracted people like that. It's like you don't like me. Like, you don't like anything about me, but you come ring my doorbell for me to come out and play. You put yourself around me, like, all the time. There was this girl in high school who did not like me at all. But because I was best friends with her best friend, she made herself hang out with me and called me her best friend. And she used to call me her sister and everything. She used to come over my house, sleep over. Like, why? You don't like me. Don't come around me if you don't like me. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. But, dumb. Just dumb. Dumb choices that I have made in my life. Dumb. Just stupid. And then the thing is, through all of this time that God is like reaching out his hand for me, and I'm straight ignoring it, he's still protecting me. And then when I did decide, you know what, God, I'm sorry, I surrender, I'm completely yours, I was wrong, he still took me back. Can you imagine? Would you do that? I wouldn't do that. You didn't ignore me for, let's see, I was really focused on God, or not really focused, but I listened to God probably up until 12. And then 12, it got real shady for me. So between 12 and 28, I'm not good at math, so I'm not even going to pretend that I know how long that is. Stop playing, Amber. How long is that? Oh, I might have to cut this out. That's tragic. Hold on. I'm definitely going to cut this out. About to see made me just want to delete the whole video, honestly, and just do it over again. But I just got out the shower, and if you watched one of my previous videos, I think it was like my second video where I talk about how I hear God clearly. I just got out the shower, so that means that I was just talking to God. And God said, Amber, don't delete that video. And I'm like, but I didn't say but God, but I was thinking but God, because to me it was embarrassing. Like, it's a simple math problem and you're struggling to get it done, and the whole time I'm saying, oh no, I'm definitely deleting this clip. But now that I've talked to God about it, I do understand why he wants me to keep it. I want to be transparent in my videos. So this is the issue. I have self-defeated myself when it comes to math my entire life. And I see the same thing in my daughter. Reading, writing, anything English related, or ELA, I think they call it now, is easy for me. It comes to me no problem. And I expect the same thing of math. So when it doesn't, I just am like, oh, forget it. Let me just go get a calculator because that's easier. But this was a lesson for me that you can't always do that. Like, you shouldn't always do that. Just shut up and figure it out. It was 16 years. I could have easily just shut up, quieted the doubt in my brain, and just did the math. Because I'm capable of doing it. I just didn't. So this is a lesson for me because I'm not going to do that anymore. And now I can help my daughter better when she's struggling in math. And yeah, I just wanted to insert this clip so you either just watched me fumble or you're about to watch me fumble, and that's okay. Laugh if you want, that's fine. We'll laugh together because it's freaking hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious, but it's hilarious. Yeah, so I'm out. So between 12 and 28, I was ignoring God. That's 16 years that I was ignoring God. And at 28, he was still like, it's okay. Come on home. I was waiting for you. Like, what? 16 years? Just imagine having a crush on somebody from the time you was 12 to the time you was 28. And watching them choose everybody else but you. Literally everybody else but you. And then 29, you start getting your stuff together, you're living great. And then they like, oh, hey, I love you. Like, I should have chose you a long time ago. No, fool. You can't get me now. Now I'm good off you. But God still took me? Like, what? Can't believe it, because what couldn't have been me. I appreciate it, and I'm so grateful. And now that he's completely changed my mindset, I guess it could be me. But absolutely not. Absolutely. 16 years I've been waiting for you. Just imagine watching that as like a love story. That's one of them movies you yell at the TV screen over. Like, bruh, seriously? You gonna take her? When this other joint was like listening to you and following you, and you gonna take her too? Can't believe it. So another thing that God does for me, this is, what is this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 6. Oh, maybe I'll put, now that I know how to do it, maybe I'll put a cute little number 6 here. So another thing that he's done for me is he shows me pieces of, because I can't even say like the full plan, but he definitely shows me pieces of his plan for me. And when I say pieces of, I'm the type of person who, like I said in the last one, I'm very whimsical. I'm all over the place. I bounce from this idea to this idea to this idea to this idea, which is why YouTube is so perfect for me, because I can do whatever I want. But he'll show me like a piece of something. He'll show me like, oh, look at that. Look at that shiny thing over there. Don't you like that? All right, now focus on that for a minute. Oh, but now look at that over there. Isn't that nice? Look at that shiny thing over there, because shiny things attract me. And then what's crazy is I'm in my head tripping because I keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And then like 2 years, however long, 2 years later, he'll show me how he brought it all together. Like, I gave you that, I gave you that, I gave you that for this purpose. Which should tell you, Amber, get out your head and stop tripping when you be bouncing around. But I still do it because I care about people's opinions of me. And it's not everybody's opinion, because I really don't bang with that many people. But my mama's opinion, my grandmom's opinion, and a little bit of my brother's opinion, and definitely my kids. But it's like, shut up. Just shut up and do it. Shut up. Just do what I say, because I'm giving you nuggets. I give you nuggets all the time. I don't eat chicken, but God's giving me nuggets. And if I listen to them, he'll show me later how he's giving it all to me for one greater good. And it's so dope and it's so crazy, because when you realize it, like, it's just like the best feeling to me. Like, oh, that's why you told me to do that. Like, I really be hyped. Like, oh, so I wasn't doing all of that bouncing around for nothing. Thank you, God, because I felt like I was doing the most. Like, why do I keep bouncing around from thing to thing to thing to thing? Crazy. All right, next up is number 7. Ew. I think, how do I normally hold up a 7? Anyway. Oh, so this one is like the point for me. So, right, I just told y'all all them bad choices that I made myself, right? And at some point, I feel like if you're logically, I'm not even gonna say you about you, I'm gonna say me. Logically, at some point, I had to realize, like, this is where you keep taking you. You took yourself to that idiot, you took yourself to that idiot, you took yourself to that idiot, you took yourself to that girl who really don't care about you, that John who really don't care about you, that girl who truly didn't care about you, and you just keep getting used and abused and hurt and sad. And so let's just try something else, because what, dang it, why do I always forget stuff as soon as I'm getting ready to say it? The thing where it's like you keep repeating the same thing. Is it? So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if I keep, my brain is choosing this stupid person, I almost said something else. This stupid person, that stupid person, this person who used you, that person who used you. Why would I keep letting myself choose? Obviously, I don't know how. Why? Because I've never seen a good man before. That's not true. There was one. So the only good man I have ever seen was my mom's friend's husband. And I wasn't paying attention to him. Like, that was the whole purpose of my mom praying for a godly family to come into our lives. And she did tell me that at the time, but I guess I was just too young to understand what she was doing. And I didn't really spend time with that man like that. Like, I was with my mom and her friend Like, I would see him in the house when we stayed at their house, but I never really saw that man, if that even makes sense. Like, I literally grew up around these people. So I would see him, but I didn't see him how I needed to be seeing him, or how my mom intended for me to see him. And he didn't have there we go. That's what I'm trying to say. He didn't have a significant enough impact on my life for it to register and mean something to me. He was just my mom's friend's husband. So you're going to keep making these stupid choices because you don't know no better. But you know who does? Oh, that was cute. That was like a praise dance move or something. Anyway, God does. You know why? Because he knows every freaking thing. So let him just show you better. So I'm letting him. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, and then the last 2 points are, am I putting them together? I am, because they're both about me. So he helped me to figure out who I am. Have you ever heard somebody say, I need to find myself? When I used to hear that in movies when I was younger, I'm like, why you gotta find yourself? Why don't you know where you are or who you are? I felt like back then that I did know who I was. I knew I was cute, even though I got picked on. I guess I didn't know I was cute. I probably didn't know I was cute. But I'm cute, which is what attracted people to pick on me in the first place. Because for some reason, people just want to make you feel like crap, which is so weird to me. Like, just shut up. Just live your life. I'll never understand bullies. Like, it would never make sense to me. How does your life feel better from you talking crap about somebody else? What did you get out of that? Did that literally make you feel better? Because no, it didn't. You still feel like crap after you made fun of me, and now we both feel like crap. Why not? That kind of leeching I can understand, but instead I get leeches who want to, like, literally, well, I guess that's what a leech does, suck the life out of you. So I'm always getting all these leeches on me, and I can't stupid me can't understand why I'm like being drained, because like you got all these leeches on you that are there to suck the life out of you because they see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And at this point in my life, now I see it, and I can easily cut. I used to cut people off easily, but for the wrong reasons. Now I'll cut you off in a heartbeat. And that's because I don't settle for certain things anymore. I don't care who you are. You could be my family. You could be my cousin, my own friend that I've had since childhood. I'm not talking about you. I only got one friend since childhood. I was not necessarily talking about you. I'm just saying. And that's another thing. I don't have no friends right now, and I'm cool with it. Like, literally, I have maybe one friend, because I got sick of surrounding myself by people who are only my friend because they want something from me. No, thank you. I'm cool. Or having friends who, I'm off topic, or having friends who are on a completely different path than you. You gotta cut them off too. I don't know why that just came out, but if you're going this way and they're insisting on going this way, how y'all gonna be friends? There's no, like, you see how my arms are spreading and now they're out of camera? You're not going, it's like y'all might have started on the same road, but now you're going a different direction. So there's no way that you can try to keep that together, because then you're stunting your growth, and they'll try and pull you, and somehow the world's a little bit stronger. The flesh is always a little bit stronger than your will to follow God. Cut that off. Take a hot poker like they used to do back in the medieval times and burn that darn leech off. Just burn it off. Have you seen what's that Martin movie where he go back into time? Black Knight. Love that movie. But at some point in the movie, he falls into a lake, and the black girl has a hot poker and she's burning the leeches off of him, because apparently that's the only way you can get them off. Burn them suckers off. And it might hurt and it might feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to get through this. You will. You'll be fine. It's going to hurt for now. You'll be fine. Do it anyway. They got to go. Let them go. And that's one thing I've learned about myself, is that I like to hold on to people, because I'm like, oh, but we've struggled through all of this stuff together. We have to stay together. And I'm sentimental. Oh, I remember our kids, I literally have a chick like this, our kids grew up together. I don't want him to lose that connection. Nah, we growing differently. You gotta go. Bye. See you. The other one, I'm not trying to tell her business, but she's in a situation that was like mine. I'm telling you my story of why I got out, how I got out, why I think you should, not why I think you should, but because I'm not going to push my intentions on you. You make your own choices. If you choose to stay with somebody who could possibly kill you, then I can't sit around and watch that. Absolutely not. Because I'm going to start stressing. And then I'm going to start feeling like, oh my God, like he's going to kill her. And it's weighing on my heart, and it's making me unhealthy, and it's taking my focus away from my kids and what I need to do in my life. And you're making that choice for you. I can't make that choice for you. I gotta go. I wish you the best. I wish you the best. I will pray for you, but I cannot sit around and watch you make that choice. Just like I lost a lot of friends dating this dude that I dated. I'm proud of them. Don't watch me make this stupid choice. You expressed to me like, yo, this ain't it. And I'm still making that choice. Absolutely, cut me off. Because I would never want to watch somebody go through the stuff that I went through. Absolutely not. And I used to run from my emotions. Like, run. Like, as if they were... So me and my best friend, because he does the same thing, we used to tell jokes to each other like, ugh, I'm crying, like I'm so emotional, ill, or ill, why am I getting, we used to say acting old. But now I realize that, okay, you ignored that you were really, really hurt by what she said to you. You ignored it in that moment. It's gonna come back. Because either somebody else is going to say something similar to you and you're going to feel that joint all over again, or your brain is just naturally going to bring it back. Because for women, our brains work in a circle. So I might have forgot it at this point, but it's going to come back at this point. So it's cool. Let's just keep ignoring it. Or let's add a substance to make us ignore it, because I've done that too. I'm not a crazy drinker, but I do like to drink, but I used to smoke. And let me I used to smoke cigarettes, and so I can get out of my head. I used to say that all the time. I just want to get out of my head. I just need to stop thinking about this for a minute. But the reason that you keep thinking about it is because your body, your brain is trying to process it. All right, what are we doing? What's happening? If this happens again, what are we going to do? How are we going to be okay with this? How are we going to move? Because everything is about making a move. You got to shift. You got to take a step. You can't just stand there. All right, she hurt my feelings real bad, but I'm going to just stay in here and do nothing. So if she do it again, I'm going to just be hurt. Stupid. And then you hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it until you blow up and pull up on a chick and beat her up in the middle of the street. Stupid. Because one wrong move, or what if this was the lesson that God was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you your consequence if you make the wrong choice. Because it can happen. You think about how you get fed up with your kids. Alright, you keep making this choice, you keep doing this thing that I told you don't do, and you're gonna have a consequence. You don't think God feel like that? I would feel, and he got way more kids. I can't imagine, because having 2 kids, I'd be like, all right, now both of y'all keep doing this same thing and I done told y'all not to do. And when you have multiple kids, it just wears on you harder. But thank God that God is perfect. Because, what? So you can't run from it. You can't. You can't suppress it. You can't. So how I described it to my son, because I feel like my son also He's very much like his mom. And he holds his emotions in. My reasoning for holding my emotions in when I was younger was, if I tell you how I feel and you don't give me the response that I want, or a response at all, what was the point? Now I'm hurt even more. But I didn't look at it like, that's not my cross to bear anymore. Let me just think of a situation real quick. My dad, because that's the first thing that pops in my head. So my mom always used to say to me, just tell him how you feel. He's never going to know how you feel unless you tell him. Nobody will ever know how you feel unless you tell them. So one day, I mustered up the courage. All right, I'm going to tell him. So on a ride, I live in Delaware. My dad lives in Philly. On the ride from Delaware to Philly, he was picking me up. I said, I just want to talk to you. Spill my heart out. And being that he's an aggressive controller, he deflected everything. I hope that's what the word is, aggressive controller. I feel like that's what it was. He deflected everything. Pew pew. Like Wonder Woman with the like blocking bullets. Like deflected everything. Oh, that's not my fault. Your mom did that. Oh, that's your fault. You feel that way. Oh, your stepmom don't not like you. She loves you. Just any kind of deflecting you can think of. Just get it out of here. And instead of saying, okay, well, I tried to give you my feelings so that we could have good communication in this relationship. There's nothing else I can do. I don't need to hold that anymore. I took it all back. I took my issue that I gave him back, and I took the stuff he deflected, or the things he said when he deflected. I took that all back, put it all in the same bag, and carried that with me. So now he's fine because he done completely deflected everything I said, so it ain't affecting him. And I'm holding all of that. So then that's in the volcano. Then you got this boy at school who's picking on me and calling me bucktooth because my teeth did not always look this good. Calling me bucktooth. And then the next day telling me he likes me, and then wanting to date me and not tell anybody. I'm gonna just hold all of that. I'm gonna put that in the volcano too. Then you got this girl who I wanted to be friends with so bad, and she was just mean to me, but then she acted like she was my friend. But then if anybody else was mean to me, she would cuss them out because only she could be mean to me. Let's put that in the volcano. And then you got the teacher who said, so another teacher came in and they said, oh, look, she's crying. Is she okay? And he said, oh, she cries whenever the wind blows. Yeah, that was 4th grade. Let's put that in the volcano. And at some point, you keep adding stuff and adding stuff. It's going to erupt. And it's going to erupt when you're not ready for it. And it's going to erupt and make a mess and ruin the good things around you, the bad things around you. It just ruins everything. It doesn't care what's in its path. It just explodes. It doesn't care that your kids will be affected. It doesn't care that your job will be affected. It just explodes. Why? Because you've been holding it all, bubbling up. And I'm not holding nothing no more. I refuse. I give it all to God immediately. Literally immediately. I don't care if you think I'm crazy or not. I will say it out loud. God, she really got it. Because the old me would have cussed her out. But instead, I'm going to give it to you. And I pray that you help me. I'm not, because I was about to say the wrong thing. I pray that you help me to handle this situation properly. What I was going to say was you never let her do this again, because I don't want to have to. But that's the old me. That's not right. Don't do that. Because people are going to try you all the time. I had an old dude from one of my old jobs. I posted a picture on Snapchat and I looked good. I look good. Oh my mama, oh my hood. I look fly. I look good. Anyway. So of course, how you doing? It's been a long time. Yeah, it has, for a reason. But I didn't. You know, oh, I'm good. And God kept telling me, this ain't it. You know he ain't it. You cut him off for a reason. But God, let me just let me see if he's going to say something. Like, if he don't say nothing inappropriate, then it's cool, right? Keep playing with fire. That's what God said to me. Keep playing with fire. Alright. So then he would say something else. Like, you just look really pretty. And how you been? And I'm like, I'm good. How are your daughters? You got 2 now, right? You only had 1 back then, but now you got 2. Yeah. I got 2 now. And I'm like, yeah, you was your girl that had the second baby, right? Yeah, we're together. Oh, then you don't need to keep texting me. It's cool. I don't want to get you in trouble. And why would I even say that? Like, ew. And one thing I'm not ever going to be is the chick that you cheat on your girlfriend with. Ever. Because I've been the chick that got cheated on. So you won't ever catch me being the chick you cheated with. Not knowingly, at least. He got all the right things to say. He makes me laugh. That's the only reason that he got me that he got my attention in the first place. It's because he can make me laugh. But now that I'm aware, I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to the fact that you don't text me after 10 o'clock. I pay attention to the fact that every time you talk to me, you in the car or you outside somewhere. I pay attention to the fact that when you go in the house, you're like, alright, I'm gonna call you back. I'm about to eat. Okay. Pay attention to all that. All of that. Because to me, that tells me, okay, so after 10 o'clock, you can't hide your phone anymore. Because y'all spending time together. And you don't want her to know. But it's cool that we're friends, so you say. Don't play me. Don't ever try to play me. I peep game. I have fallen victim enough to some game to peep game. Okay? I done fallen victim to plenty of game. I want to do a video about that anyway. I think I'm done. That's why I chose God over me, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing out here. I can't see all the things that God sees. Even though I peep some game, I know that I've fallen victim to a lot of game. And he don't fall victim to no game. He peeps all the game. From every which way. You ain't crossing up, God. So, that's it. That's all. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe. And comment. I cannot talk. Comment some of the game that you've peeped. Because I think it's funny. And you could be male or female. Because females got game too. Not that I like equality and all. But like... I don't think anybody should be playing games with anybody. So, always remember to be a blessing and not a lesson. I love you.